Let's start with defense.
We're at the dawn of a new age of warfare.
You raised more money than almost any other startup. Last year, there's been this flood of VC capital into defense tech.
I don't think the United States needs to be the world police. I think we need to be the world gun store.
Well, the defense sector getting a big boost following the election results as well. And defense tech, AI, Silicon Valley, these are growing more important for the government's innovation in national security and on the battlefields.
Silicon Valley defense tech can't wait for Trump to get started.
Roll back regulations and launch a series of Manhattan projects to, quote, make America first in AI.
So we have seen this extraordinary change in how the DoD views startups.
This increasing push to see more AI in more defense, more national security, more intelligence capabilities.
All the people that are at the cutting edge of aerospace and defense all start with the premise that they have some technological breakthrough, that they can do something that nobody else in the world can do. We've been putting close to $1 billion into that field.
It's more authentically what the industrial base used to look like at the dawn of World War II.
In this factory, as in so many others in America, the people did something which tripped up the thinking of the enemy.
The United States defense technology sector is at an inflection point. With a technology arms race with China intensifying and growing threats from Russia, the U.S. is racing to maintain its edge over near-peer adversaries. Venture capital investment in defense tech startups has hit record levels, with nearly $3 billion raised in 2024 alone. The following are the U.S. defense tech startups to watch in 2025, starting with the one that's raised the most this year by far.
You're a character out of a movie. You literally are a movie character. I can't believe you're a real person.
Well, let's talk about that.
In under a decade, Anduril Industries has established itself as a key player in the U.S. defense sector, which traditionally favors juggernauts like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and Northrop Grumman. When Palmer Luckey founded Anduril in 2017, he was known as the 20-something tech prodigy who created the Oculus Rift VR headset. Luckey launched Oculus in 2012, and Facebook, now Meta, acquired it in 2014. Anduril may not exist today if Facebook didn't fire Luckey in 2017. Though Facebook did not publicly disclose a reason for his departure, Luckey says it's because of his support for then-President Trump.
I mean, the reason that I started this company is, I sold my last company, made a lot of money, and I really wanted to work on something that would actually make the world a better place, not the trite version that is spread around Silicon Valley where people pretend that, better advertising algorithms are making the world a better place.
Anduril builds autonomous systems like drones, jet fighters, surveillance towers, and counter-drone tech. The startup's focus on artificial intelligence aligns with the Pentagon's desire for smarter, faster systems that can be deployed at scale. Anduril describes itself as software-driven, with its Lattice operating system as the backbone for its offerings. Its solutions are used across branches by military commanders, border security teams, and other decision-makers in critical operations. Anduril's Sentry Tower is equipped for sensors and AI for perimeter security and border surveillance, which is expected to be a top priority in Trump's White House. Luckey says hyperscaling the deployment of weapons systems is key to national security and the future of warfare.
But I'll tell you how I think about things. I don't think the United States needs to be the world police. I think we need to be the world gun store. We need to be able to provide our allies and our partners around the world with the tools that they need to turn themselves into prickly porcupines that nobody wants to step on. And I think that sending American lives overseas, boots on the ground, is not going to be the future of how we support our friends around the world. I think it's going to be making sure that we can make things at a scale where they believe that our support for them is more than just words. We can actually send them the things that we say that we're willing to send them. I think Ukraine has really exposed this weakness in the United States foreign policy strategy, where we say we support all of these people, but they look and say, well, they can't even manufacture the basics like artillery shells or small missiles. How could I possibly count on these people to be able to cash these checks that they're writing?
In September 2024, Anduril introduced its new Barracuda cruise missiles that can be mass-produced twice as fast for 30% less than traditional missiles. The designs feature 50% fewer parts, and their assembly is highly automated, requiring 95% fewer tools to build. Anduril is headed into 2025 with a full plate, with plans to develop a hypersonic propulsion system called Denali, deploy its new Bolt drones for defense missions, expand its production of ghost drones with a new factory in Australia, deliver a $200 million counter-drone system for the Marines, and partner with Black Tech to create high-quality solid rocket motors. They're also expanding their footprint in space. Anduril is heading toward IPO as early as 2026.
There's a lot of reasons for this. Without getting into the specifics of it, there's a lot of ways that you can drive a company like Anduril. I think in the long run, being publicly traded does lead you to be aligned with the American public in a lot of ways. And the reality, for political reasons, practical reasons, financial reasons, a privately traded company is never going to win something like the $1 trillion joint strike fighter effort. It's just not going to happen. Right. The Congress won't allow it to happen.
Artificial intelligence and warfare. Let's talk about what this really could look like. Swarms of lethal drones with facial recognition that know your every move, or unmanned armed robots that are near impossible to defeat. Autonomous fighter jets that can travel at supersonic speeds.
That's Alexander Wang, co-founder of Scale AI, which is helping the military supercharge defense systems with advanced AI and machine learning.
26-year-old billionaire who is urging Congress to move quickly when it comes to developing AI in the military. Alexander Wang is the CEO of Scale AI, a company he founded to accurately label and classify data AI models use.
Military implementations of AI are going to be incredibly important. We need to ensure that in this next phase that the U.S. is both economically dominant, but also has military leadership as well when it comes to artificial intelligence.
Founded in 2016, the San Francisco-based startup's expertise spans intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, hardware modernization, and autonomous vehicle tech. Scale works with the government directly, building mission-specific solutions for ground, air, surface, and subsurface autonomy. Scale offers a generative AI platform specifically for defense applications. Its Defense Llama is an advanced large language model built on Meta's Llama 3 and tailored for U.S. national security missions. Scale, whose enterprise clients include Microsoft, Toyota, and OpenAI, is currently valued at nearly $14 billion. Austin-based Saronic Technologies, which makes autonomous surface vessels for naval missions, hit unicorn status in 2024 with $175 million Series B funding led by Andreessen Horowitz. Launched in 2022, Saronic now has 3 vessels designed to work autonomously alongside humans. Spyglass is a 6-foot vessel for tactical missions and collaborative swarms. Cutlass is a 14-footer designed for longer-range operations and heavier payloads. And Corsair is a powerful 24-foot vessel with a modular architecture intended for large-scale critical naval missions. Saronic boasts its ability to build and deploy the vessels quickly to respond to evolving threats.
Shield AI was founded to build AI pilots. We think it's one of the most important conventional deterrents.
Shield AI, founded in 2015, develops AI-powered autonomous drones and systems that operate without GPS or direct human control. Based in San Diego, Shield's flagship product is the VBAT, a drone that takes off and lands vertically. It's powered by the startup's proprietary platform called HiveMind AI that uses advanced algorithms to navigate challenging and dynamic environments like dense urban areas and electronic warfare zones.
And, you know, if you look at the Ukraine war, they have been producing insane numbers of munitions, but that line has not been moving. And the fundamental problem is we're unable to effectively strike strategic targets. And so when we think about making those fires effective, we have to think about closing kill chains. Reconnaissance aircraft are a critical component of that. And so the VBAT that you saw there, we think is going to be one of the major replacements for the legacy Group 5 long-range targeting systems. Like many of the platforms that are out there today.
Shield's valuation is at nearly $3 billion. The company remains privately held, with no plans announced publicly to pursue an initial public offering. In 2024, Shield won a $198 million contract to deliver autonomous drones to the U.S. Coast Guard. The drones have proven effective in Ukraine, which has requested hundreds more of the devices to use against Russia.
You are about to witness one of the most extraordinary drone shows ever created. in Shenzhen, China, 7,598 drones lit up the night sky, setting a Guinness World Records title in the process.
If you look at the last decade of drones, there's no question it has been dominated by Chinese companies. But I think the shift to AI and autonomy presents an opportunity for the US to really stage a comeback. I do believe that by and large, the US is leading the way in AI today. Like the most cutting edge stuff is happening here. And this is fundamentally why we founded the company, because we believe that AI and autonomy were the future of the industry. And we have a technology lead there over our Chinese counterparts. And I think that that stuff is going to become more and more important. So, you know, we can't stop other countries from developing it, but what we can do is move as fast as we possibly can ourselves. And I think that really matters, the stakes.
Skydio, founded in 2014, originated as a consumer drone manufacturer, but shifted focus to enterprise, public sector, and defense in 2023. Today, the San Mateo-based startup is the largest drone manufacturer in the United States. Skydio's drones navigate and avoid obstacles autonomously with advanced computer vision and artificial intelligence. Valued at over $2.2 billion, Skydio has contracts with every branch of the US DoD, more than half of the US's state departments of transportation, and hundreds of public safety agencies. In October 2024, China sanctioned Skydio after the company was approved to supply drones to Taiwan's National Fire Agency. The sanctions have caused issues with its supply chain, especially batteries, which the startup is working with government officials to help solve. Skydio also recently raised $170 million in an extension of its Series E funding. According to TechCrunch, Skydio's revenue continues growing since dropping consumer drones in 2023, with over half of $1.2 billion in bookings coming from defense customers. Entering 2025, Skydio says it aims to expand globally and improve drone connectivity. Rebellion Defense develops AI software for the military to detect threats faster, make better decisions, and stay ahead of the enemy. Based in Washington, D.C., the startup was founded in 2019 and achieved unicorn status just a few years later in 2021. Rebellion has two main offerings: Iris for situational awareness and tracking physical threats, and Nova for testing systems for cybersecurity vulnerabilities. Iris uses AI-driven computer vision to process data from multimodal inputs, including cameras, radars, and sensors to detect and track potential threats in real time. Its predictive modeling forecasts movements so operators can proactively confront emerging threats. Nova is a test automation platform that simulates how hackers might break into defense systems. It automates vulnerability assessments, penetration testing, and threat modeling. Founded in 2022, Firestorm is a rapidly growing producer of modular and easy-to-produce drones for defense applications. Firestorm's drones are 3D printed in under 9 hours and are adaptable to different mission types.
Firestorm was created out of a need. It was created out of a need to quickly manufacture systems, whether they be in the field or in U.S. manufacturing, as well as change the manufacturing paradigm, do things quickly and adapt.
Firestorm's offerings include Tempest, a line of modular drones that can be quickly customized, Excel, a system for semi-automated drone and spare parts manufacturing in the field, and Octra, a flight controller and mission computer to manage drone operations. San Diego-based Firestorm raised $12.5 million in seed funding in March 2024, led by Lockheed Martin Ventures. The startup raised another $20 million in Series A funding the following October. Epirus specializes in high-power microwave technology to disable drones and other electronic threats. Founded in 2018 and based near Los Angeles, the startup's flagship product is Leonidas, which the Army has adopted to protect against drone swarms. Leonidas sends out invisible pulses of energy that can target a single drone or disable a whole swarm at once. It essentially creates an invisible shield that protects an area by zapping anything that gets too close. Its software-defined design allows for quick updates.
There's a long history here of collaboration between Silicon Valley and defense and the government. And I mean, we've really been at our best as a nation when that collaboration is really tight. If you think about, World War II and the space race, and that's actually the kind of legacy that we're referencing in the name Vannevar Labs is a great American engineer named Vannevar Bush who helped build some of these game-changing technologies that helped the Allies win World War II. And I'd say right now, in this current moment, we're kind of in a new era in terms of that collaboration.
Palo Alto-based Vannevar Labs turns foreign communications into real-time intelligence for the military. Launched in 2019, Vannevar says its Decrypto tool helps military analysts and operators quickly understand info critical to national security. Decrypto uses advanced language processing AI to automatically translate communications, analyze content for key details, and highlight urgent insights. The Defense Innovation Unit recently awarded a nearly $100 million production contract to deploy the data analysis solution across the DoD.
We're at a period that we're facing a number of generational defining challenges, everything from China trying to surpass us as a global superpower, a persistent inflation at a time that new technologies like artificial intelligence is going to upend every single industry.
That's former Texas Congressman Will Hurd when he was a candidate in the 2024 Republican presidential primary. Today, Hurd has a new role as Chief Strategy Officer at Chaos Industries, which develops cutting-edge systems for detecting threats, securing communications, and defending critical military electronics. The Los Angeles-based startup just raised $145 million, bringing its total funding to $215 million. Founded in 2022, the company says its coherent distributed network connects sensors, devices, and systems using advanced synchronization to share info between devices in real time. The CDN powers Hydra, which the startup calls a highly mobile, scalable, paradigm-shifting technology for the conduct of warfare. Chaos Industries is backed by big investors like Excel, which is becoming an increasingly significant player in defense tech. What are your predictions for defense tech in 2025? Let me know in the comments.